Hello and welcome to today's coaching session. I'm really glad you've joined me as we tackle one of the most pressing questions of our time. How can we effectively reverse climate change, not just slow it down? It's a topic that weighs heavily on many minds, especially considering that solutions for actually reversing climate change often seem theoretical and not yet practically achievable. But today, I want to delve deep into this subject with you. We'll explore the current landscape of climate reversal strategies, the challenges we face, and the actionable steps we can take right now to move from theory to practice. Let's begin, shall we? First, I want to acknowledge the complexity of this issue. Climate change is not just an environmental concern, it's an intricate web of social, economic, and technological factors. The idea of reversing it can feel overwhelming, even insurmountable at times. But remember, every monumental journey begins with a single step, and understanding is the first step toward meaningful action. Let's start by unpacking why reversing climate change feels so theoretical at this point. One of the primary reasons is the scale of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases already accumulated in our atmosphere. For over a century, industrial activities have been emitting these gases, creating a sort of blanket that's warming the planet. Simply reducing future emissions won't eliminate the gases already present. We need strategies to remove them from the atmosphere. This brings us to the concept of carbon dioxide removal, or CDR. Techniques under this umbrella aim to extract CO2 from the air and sequester it in long-term storage. Examples include afforestation, where we plant new forests to absorb CO2, and technological solutions like direct air capture. Now, while these solutions sound promising, they often remain at experimental stages or are not yet scalable to the level we need. For instance, direct air capture technology exists, but it's currently expensive and energy-intensive. Similarly, large-scale tree planting is beneficial, but requires vast amounts of land and can sometimes conflict with agricultural needs or biodiversity conservation. So how do we bridge the gap between these theoretical solutions and practical implementation? One avenue is accelerating technological innovation. This means increasing investment in research and development for carbon capture technologies. Governments and private sectors can play significant roles here. By funding pilot projects and creating economic incentives, we can speed up the maturation of these technologies. Think about how renewable energy sources like solar and wind have become more affordable over the past few decades due to sustained investment and policy support. Another critical aspect is policy and regulatory frameworks. Effective policies can create an environment where reversing climate change becomes economically viable. For example, implementing a carbon pricing system can make emitting CO2 more costly than capturing it. This economic signal encourages industries to adopt cleaner technologies and invest in carbon removal solutions. But it's not just about technology and policy. Natural solutions also hold great promise. Practices like regenerative agriculture can enhance soil's ability to sequester carbon while also improving soil health and food security. Restoring wetlands and peatlands is another natural method for carbon storage. These ecosystems are incredibly efficient at absorbing CO2 and can provide additional benefits like biodiversity conservation and flood mitigation. Yet to make these solutions practical, we need widespread adoption and scaling up of efforts. This is where international cooperation becomes vital. Climate change is a global issue that doesn't respect national borders. Collaborative initiatives can share knowledge, pool resources, and align strategies for greater impact. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds well and good, but what can I do as an individual? That's a powerful question because individual actions collectively drive societal change. Firstly, advocate and educate. Use your voice to support policies and leaders committed to reversing climate change. Engage in conversations within your community to raise awareness about the importance of transitioning from theoretical solutions to practical applications. Secondly, consider your own carbon footprint. While personal lifestyle changes alone won't reverse climate change, they contribute to a broader cultural shift. Reducing energy consumption, supporting sustainable products, and making environmentally conscious choices send signals to markets and policymakers about the demand for green solutions. Moreover, if you're in a position to do so, support organizations and startups working on carbon removal technologies. This could be through investments, donations, or even career choices. Being part of the solution can be incredibly empowering. Let's also talk about the role of education and skill development. The challenges of reversing climate change require a workforce skilled in new technologies and approaches. If you're passionate about this field, consider developing expertise in areas like environmental science, engineering, or sustainable business practices. Contributing your skills can make a tangible difference. As we navigate these strategies, it's essential to remain optimistic yet realistic. Acknowledge the hurdles we face, but focus on the progress being made. For instance, recent advancements in battery storage and renewable energy integration were once considered out of reach, but are now becoming mainstream. Additionally, let's not underestimate the power of collective action. Grassroots movements have historically driven significant societal shifts. By joining forces with like-minded individuals and organizations, we amplify our impact. Whether it's participating in local environmental initiatives or global campaigns, collective efforts can drive the demand and political will necessary for large-scale change. Before we wrap up, I want to address the emotional weight that often accompanies discussions about climate change. Feelings of anxiety or helplessness are common, but remember that action is the antidote to despair. Every step taken toward understanding and addressing the issue contributes to the solution. So, to summarize our session today, 1. Understand the challenge. Reversing climate change is complex due to accumulated greenhouse gases and the scale required for solutions. 2. Support technological innovation. Advocate for increased investment in carbon capture technologies and renewable energy. 3. Promote effective policies. Use your voice to support policies that create economic incentives for reversing climate change. 4. Leverage natural solutions. Encourage practices like regenerative agriculture and ecosystem restoration. 5. Engage in individual and collective action. Reduce your carbon footprint, support relevant organizations, and participate in collective movements. 6. Stay informed and educated. Keep learning about advancements in this field and consider how your skills can contribute. Remember, the journey to reverse climate change is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires patience, persistence, and a collaborative spirit. By focusing on both systemic changes and individual actions, we can transform theoretical solutions into practical realities. Thank you for joining me in this important conversation. Your likes, comments, and subscriptions are commitments to understanding and addressing climate change, which is a crucial part of the solution. Together, we can make a difference. Until our next session.